ka jingkem jong ki pulit ya ki brio bat banthat bat dor bat dar harangkat ru ban pen sapriang ba ki dei ki brio jong ki seng sain prathei halor ka jingkrumar ka bami hakajan mi jong ka ap sautrik noitung arajar pulai hatura hadien ka jialang jong mintirang ba ka jalao konrat ke sangma bat ka seng aching GHSMC bat kiwei kalapan long yo wei nongïalam seng san hima bat unong mikmat ubalas ajit khambun sien na pedeng kiwei kibadon hayeng dor ba thawan man thalain dak bateng yakatanat pulen uniu nongïalam udeu mintirang ba barim ka jela u Dr. Mukul sangma bat habai kren bat kilat pathai kubor uloong kei ka baki pulet kile hadien ka jingmi jong ka jingklumar hatura da ka baki pin ibor yu pai ba ka badon hapo ka jelam jong USP ka West Garo Hills kalong ka ba omla ban priang bat kani ka pau baki pulet menta ki trei na ka benta ki nongïalam kibadon hakabor bat kabaki trei ki penpau baki longkum ki nongra khubor yak seng san prathai kabadan hakabor.
What has been brought to my notice is that the district police Tura or whoever under the leadership of the concerned SP have circulated the name of the arrested people where the names of the people were also tagged with the name of certain political parties. And these particular list of the arrested people with the names with the tag of their reflecting their affiliation of some political parties were sent by the police themselves. You must have received. All the media houses must have received. I also have received a copy from my own sources. Thousands of people. Have they identified the party affiliation of these people? Police is expected to respond to their call of duty in sync with the law of the land. Police is an integral part of administration of justice. Police is, I repeat, an indispensable and integral part of the administration of justice. Therefore, when we talk of administration of justice, you talk of enforcing the law of the land, which has been legislated for the purpose of enforcing order, so that people have this sense of fear for law. Now, from the manner in which the police have acted is a reflection of the fact that the district police is acting under the behest of political bosses who are in power. I repeat, the police has reduced itself to be an instrument of the political bosses who are in power. Have they identified all other people in as far as their affiliation to any political party is concerned? There are boys. I saw the list of the arrested persons. 19 years, 20 years, 20 years, 19 years, 21 years from different parts of Garo Hills. And we instead of realizing their failure and incompetence, the incompetence resulting in what has happened yesterday, they have resorted to reduce themselves into an instrument of the political bosses. How is it that the police did not know what was happening? I got this whole list of the social media posts which were doing the round in the preceding days. I just got it now. You see, the whole so-called movement is being navigated in such a way that as though this becomes an issue which has to be taken up by all the people belonging to one particular community. You see, I have suggested earlier also, the sense of oneness amongst the people of the state is crucial for the peace, progress, and prosperity of the state. Somehow or other, I am very pained to see that this sense of oneness amongst the people, particularly the three major tribes of this state, today is confronted by this big challenge. Therefore, if you go through this posting, social media posting, even the MLAs were being questioned. as to why the Garo MLAs are not participating or joining or supporting. You can go through various media channels should be having that access to those social media pages. And in fact, for the particular day, there was a repeated reminder to people, somewhere more like a directive, somewhere more like an appeal, saying that everybody from every nook and corner of Garo Hills must come and converge to that place, particular place, in as far as yesterday's program was concerned. In the name of Jait Penriu, in the name of community. So whoever has gone therefore will be charged with emotions. How do you deal with this kind of situation? That means whoever is converging there is responding to this call of duty, which was somehow or other revolving around, as though whoever doesn't respond, do not bother for the issue of the Jait Penriu. It's very dangerous trend. It's a very dangerous trend. That itself should have alerted the government, the administration. Because when people try to somehow influence the mind of the people, which revolves around community, Jait Penriu, then you know what happens. I'm afraid that these particular social media posts, which are available even now, are designed in such a way that this particular problem is going to only culminate into something which will not be which we desire to see. That's the reason why I would rather urge the people in authority to address this concern in a manner that is designed to solve problems. We must realize one very important aspect of our responsibility, very important aspect of our responsibilities towards the state, towards the people. The leaders' responsibility is to resolve problems and solve problems, not to create problems, not to create anarchy. People can have demands depending on the diverse aspirations, expectations, and some promises which are made by politicians also during election or not during election, on the sidelines of some political deliberations. So people will have their diverse aspirations, expectations, and the demand thereof. It is the responsibility of the leaders to analyze them, have a due diligence, and take a conscious decision in the larger interest of the people of the state as a whole. Today, there is a need, therefore, to call for a sense of unity amongst our people. Amongst our people, which should start with Khasi, Jaintia, and Garo, the main three major tribes, to instill this sense of oneness again. Otherwise, what we see today is that leaders are trying to remain relevant by piggy riding on Jait Penriu issues. If Meghalaya and as a state we have to progress and prosper, we must all come together. And any policy that we take must be designed to benefit all the people of the state. The responsibility towards administration of justice is of paramount importance. People must not be pushed to such situation where they will perceive that the law enforcing agencies have become instrument of some political bosses. That doesn't augur well for the state. And keeping in mind what has happened, Now, just to again refresh ourselves about what I'm concerned of is that the district police acting as the mouthpiece of a political organization, trying to defame and malign other political parties. That is not the job of the police. Police job is to investigate and find out, irrespective of who they are. And as I have repeated, when this call for this whole appeal to asking the people of the western part of the state, the manner in which this appeal has been met, as I have said, has been met in such a way that anybody who goes there will go in the name of a person belonging to a particular community. That is how it has been designed. Therefore, I'm sure there must be people from different backgrounds who might have had some affiliation or some supporter of different political parties, not just one party. Not just one party. Because this particular agitational program is not sponsored by any political party. In fact, we have made our stand abundantly clear that keeping in mind our responsibility towards bringing the sense of oneness and unity amongst the people of the state, we have strategized our own stand. Solidarity amongst all people. We don't divide our people. If any developmental aspirations of any particular community has to be attended to, it must be decided by all, happily.
Nalor katau Dr. Mukul Sangmau loong kum nongïalam hakajia inti jongu hakasanhima umpat jusyam bakipai ba karilom garo kindon ya kajingtmu bansyam ya kajingem kin nongïalam bat ulah penramru ya kajingja kabahnen kasngi dak ba ulah benrap ba unlej chakayeng kasari high court bandawa bandon kajingtoket kabalai luoj nakadaw jong kajingkeno persya ya Richard marang halor kate kajingja.
Having seen what has happened, that whole, I think they think that the law is somebody's monopoly. Hello, I am reminding everybody, law is not anybody's monopoly. Law is for the weakest. Law is for the oppressed. Law is for the victims. Today, just to give this whole thing, the district police has, as I have said, reduced itself as an instrument of the political bosses in the government. Why do I say this? Because suddenly they realize that, okay, to give it a political party, they have to arrest somebody else. So they went and arrested Mr. Richard Mrong Mara, who was also the candidate of the TMC in South Tura constituency. It was afterthought reaction. I have his social media postings. I just asked, okay, what are those? Is there any circumstantial reasons that, because they were not being able to tell. And I was amazed to hear that when somebody was allowed to meet after a repeated request, Richard Marak was asked by the people who have gone to meet him in the lockup, and he said he didn't know. He doesn't know what exactly is the reason. Then what did the police say? So he said, no, ASP has said that आप नेतागिरी करना चाहते ना, अबर ये अभी थाना का लॉकअप में बैठो. There is the word allegedly spoken by the SP Tura. That's why I am concerned. And therefore, there is reason for us, meaning it is a reason beyond reasonable doubt that the person concerned is not acting as an enforcement as per the law of the land. He is acting as an agent of somebody to misuse his position and power and authority. Therefore, we will be asking for an independent inquiry into this allegation. What led to the arrest of Richard Mrong Mara? What led to the arrest of Richard Mrong Mara? And who did it? Why it was done? Who directed? All these things will come out only when there is an independent inquiry. and an independent inquiry which should be monitored by none other than the Honorable High Court. We will seek the intervention of the judiciary, and we will go for independent inquiry to be monitored by the judiciary. Why I'm saying this? Because if police organization is reduced to this kind of misuse, then you understand what happens to the administration of justice. The police has huge responsibility of investigating, charge sitting, and for disposal of various cases by the court. That's the reason why we wanted separation of judiciary from executive, so that the judiciary is seen to be independent. But today, if police, which is an integral and indispensable part of the administration of justice, is being misused by political bosses in authority, then the whole spirit of separation of judiciary gets defeated. Therefore, as I have said, law enforcing agencies should not reduce themselves to be an instrument of any politician, any political party. I have tried to prevail upon all the officers during my time when I had the privilege of having the responsibility of governance. We have insulated police from all political interference. I have never ever heard at any point of time, even from my intelligence network, which were there round the clock feeding the authorities with all the intelligence inputs, daily secret informations, that in any kind of such situation, the people of Garo Hills have gone up to that extent of, taking or designing to take the life of some politicians. I have never seen any report, as far as the record is concerned, of the daily secret information which has come from all the police stations, including the IB. Never. Garos are not such that they will just go and then have so much of evil design to do some harm to any leader. No. Our Garos are not like that. Yes, they might, I have seen them fretting and demonstrating their anger, damaging public property, damaging this and that. I have seen them. But I have not seen or heard or have ever received any input from the police organization, the intelligence organizations under the command of the government in the past. Never. Never. They cannot defame our Garo people like that. They cannot defame. They are defaming our Garo community. That's why I say this is a serious allegation. Therefore, this must be investigated and taken to the logical conclusion by an independent inquiry agency rather, to be monitored by the judiciary itself, and stop this misuse of the law enforcing authorities by anybody in power.